Hey guys, welcome back to Autocrat Prime, where we love us somewhat.
Toys.
And today we're going to be taking a look at some toys. And apparently I am on a TARN kick. Get it? Got the TARN beat out of me. I got the TARN just going. I am turning it up, boys and girls. I'm turning it up. So here we are. We're going to take a look at TARN. And here is his box. Finally got this guy. I had the one that was the Target exclusive that had Cliff Jumper and all the others. I didn't ever open up that box because I wanted to have Tarn. If you saw my other video, you are the only two people that actually saw the other video I did of the Super 7. Apparently, nobody cared about that review and nobody cared about the Super 7, which I was very surprised by. So I'm going to give this one a chance because I love this character. It's one of the one characters that I did love from the IDW run, and I would love to be able to have his first appearance. I lost it. If you know what it is, where to get it, please leave me a comment down below because I'd really like to get his first appearance. But here is his box from the Legacy. I was not able to get the other version, the 40th anniversary. There he is, and I gotta tell you something. This guy this guy is a very nice. This is one of the most, I believe, the best engineering of a Transformer that we have gotten in a very, very long time. And this is close to a really a third party engineering on how it's done. But Hasbro lets you know that they created it because it still has QC issues and problems. And one of the problems for me is why they use clear plastic and painted over the clear plastic and pieces that are have much tolerance issues, and overall over time he is not going to be a transformer that you're going to transform multiple times. Everything tabs in great. The engineering's great. If they didn't use clear plastic for certain parts, this figure, in my eyes, would be the best engineering, best figure all the way around, at least since we got the Siege line, honestly. Looks really good. I love he has his double fusion cannon, and as its turret, it does turn and move. But the issue is that you can turn it and it will do that. It has these little tabs that are right up here, and you have these teeny tiny little tabs right down here that you're trying to keep it tabbed in 2 feet. And if you're going to move it around and stuff, it's going to have issues and it's not going to stay together really well. If you're just going to pose him in this mode, which is possibly what I'm going to do, and have him in this mode and then have the Super 7 in his alt mode behind, this way I might do. But the problem that I have is that I'm wondering if I leave it in this mode here, will eventually, because of the tolerance issues and the tightness on the joints, is because they use clear plastic right here. Something clearly they did not need to do for the chest cavity was use clear plastic. My personal opinion, and you can agree with me or not, let me know in the comments down below if you are a fan of clear plastic and you're okay with it, or if you're like me and you're tired of it. Absolutely tired of getting clear plastic and it being painted over. So he does look beautiful. He does look great. And he does just pop right off. And overall, like I said, could have easily been the best figure since Siege. We're going to get into the transformation mode. So let me get me a glass of tea, because we're going to be spilling the tea on this review. First thing up is you're going to untab that, which is really easy. He does have a place here that'll plug into his arm. You can if you want to. If you're tired of it coming out, you do have the option of turning this around like so, and then taking it, which would be the back port that he has, which you will plug. You can plug that in if you want to and do it like this. As if you want to. I think that kind of looks silly. But it does give you the ability of it staying in there and not untabbing. So there you go. From there, we're now going to get into his transformation mode, which you have to be careful because, like I said, the clear plastic and the tolerance issues. So the first thing you're going to come and do is you're going to now come and untab his feet on each side, like so. I want to go ahead and bring my feet all the way up, and I'm going to go ahead, and there's a tab that's right here in the center. I'm going to go ahead and untab that right there, right now. From that, you're going to then come into the arms area, and I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to start this one? I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to untab the bottom plates here first. Let you have that, and then come there and it will untab that area right there, and then you'll just untab that right there. From there, you will then take this piece here, which is on a hinge, and you will untab it, bring it out. You can go ahead and just bring it down. You're going to take that little tab that's right there and right there. You'll just push those together like so, and then you'll just close this up till it clicks. You will do the same thing on the other side. You will then take that and take your hand and just untap it, bring it out like so, bring it up, let it fit inside that right there, and then close this up like so. Then for me, what I do is then I bring that arm out. It has that joint. You've got a joint right there, so it will get that tab, which is right there, nice little hinge. You just bring that out, pop that down, and then this right here will come around like so, and then it will come around again, and it will tab right there into his forearm. You're going to do the same on this side. You're going to bring it, untab it, bring it all the way around, and then it will tab in like so. Now for me, I'm going to go ahead and bring the legs all the way down. I'm going to just bring the feet like so. Then I'm going to untab that piece there. There's a little tab between the legs again, which is right here. You want to make sure you slide it and not pull it, because it has a little clip in it that if you pull too hard, you'll break it. So make sure you slide it and then do that, okay? I'll make sure I put that in there. That's important. That goes, so everything with the legs are now done, which I feel that is nicely done. You do have this thing with the knee, which we'll talk about. I'm not going to tab it yet. From that, you're going to come back here. You're going to now untab the back plate, which is here, like so. Is on a hinge, like so. Then you're going to bring out the arms, all right? And you're going to then rock them down, like so, okay? When you do that, this piece will start to come down. This is the part that I'm talking about. This does not have to be clear plastic to do this. In doing so, everything will slowly move around like so, and then you will push the arms in. Okay, the arms are out. You push them in like so. From there, you then will tab the clear plastic lid, chest piece, bring his head up like so. Then you will take the pieces back here. You will rotate it around like so, and everything then will come up. And again, This is clear plastic. Something I feel that Hasbro shouldn't have done. But you're going to take the clear plastic, and it's going to tab into these ports here, right there. That will tab in, nice and snug as a bug in a rug. And then you're going to bring his arms down, turn the biceps around, like so. And then you will take his hands, you will turn them around, and turn them around, and you now have him all done. I am going to probably have to cut on a brighter light. So give me a second so we can get a better, because he is a darker figure. And there we have TARN all done. Head is on a ball joint. He can look all the way up and look to the stars. He can grab one for himself. He's supposed to have light piping that is right there, but it just, because it's so dark, it's kind of hard to see. With this guy, your arms, gotta make sure. Oh wait, you gotta move the arm. Sorry, I rotated the arm wrong. You want to make sure this piece is on the outside. If you don't, it won't do his elbow bend, which you have that as his elbow bend. He does have the hands that open up, which I thought was nice for Hasbro to do. Hands do rotate. Waist will rotate. These pieces here will come up like so. Forgot to do that part there. But as you can see, the clear plastic right there. He does have a waist rotation. Legs can kick all the way up. They can kick all the way back. And they will kick all the way out. I would have to say he is not a loose character. He's very tight. Other thing though is that you typically will have this knee bend, his leg tabs in, and that's about the extent you'll get. But if you use the transformation and you untab it right there, you will get a very nice deep knee bend, and it looks good. It looks like it was meant to be that way. You do have the fusion cannon. You can take these apart if you choose to do so, and you can plug them in and make a long cannon that you can then plug into his one hand, and then you can take into the other hand like so, and he can have a long fusion cannon if that's something you want to do. You can then untab it if you want to, and you can make it where he has two blasters in his hands. I like the fact that the hand is open, and yet it is tight enough that it'll stay in there. It just gives it an extra thing. You can then have him where he has two guns in his hand if you want to. Or to do it like you're supposed to, you can then have this part here. You can have it where it's all the way up on his arm like so. When you do the transformation in the tank mode, you'll put it to the back like so. But when you're doing this part here, you just bring those up like so, and then you just take it, and you can port it into two spots of your choice. So for me, I like to put it into the one up front with it being extended like so. It keeps me where I have a nice little motion with the arm, and I can then turn it around and do that. Arms do go up like so, in and out like so. Nice elbow bend. You can get a double jointed because of the transformation if you want to give you a nice extra bend in the elbow like so. From that, you have the arms do go all the way around like the legs and the head on the ball joint. Overall for me, and the other thing too is because of the transformation, you can then have the arm This piece here, if you want to, be the what actually moves. This will actually move around if you want it to. So there is a lot of playability. But from my problem that I have is that this piece here, part of the chest, should not be clear plastic, and this chest cavity here should not be clear plastic. In all honesty, I would have preferred it if they didn't want to give me the specialized hands. I would have been fine with that. If they would just do away with clear plastic altogether, I would be a fan of that. The feet go down for transformation, and you do have a small little rocker. The figure could be, like I said, the end all be all for the Transformers since Siege that they have come out with. Everything was nicely, tightly done, and it was a good figure all the way around. But I know for playability and over time, and if you're getting this for a kid, if you have them transform this enough of time, this here will eventually crack and break. And if you are in the South like I am, it gets really, really hot, and there's a good chance the clear plastic will start to warp, bend, and crack and pop. I'm happy to have the figure in my hand. Glad to have him in my collection. Just where you could have had a absolute be all end all transformer from Hasbro. They just really cut corners when it came with using clear plastic, and I have issues with that. I think with the pricing that we're paying for the Transformers now and everything, in all honesty, you know, they say, oh, the engineering costs this and this and this. Let's just be honest, they're reusing the engineering from a lot of molds from the Siege line, so they're really using, you know, over a decade old engineering to do a lot of their figures that they're coming out with now. And they're just retooling those old engineering pieces, and that's fine. But for a $35 Transformer, I should not have clear plastic at all, period, that's going over time, crack, break, or fall apart. That's just going to be the case. Um, that's a problem as a consumer that I have with buying Hasbro Transformers, especially now that I get third party New Age Transformers and I have the Ironworks, because that was the only way you could really get TARN back in the day was Ironworks' TARN. And I have that guy, and I absolutely love that guy. And this guy could have easily taken his spot due to the size and due to the overall aesthetics and the way to be able to transform him. But clear plastic for me, I know over time it's not going to last. And that for me as a consumer is bothersome. And I'm hoping that Hasbro will, if they're going to use old engineering parts, which that's what they do, they're not creating new engineering they're not really creating new engineering for a lot of their figures. They're just retooling them. And I was going to get behind the combiner that was on Hashlab, but when I saw a lot of the hollowness to the guys in their regular robot mode, I was like, you're asking me to fork over $300 for those figures, and if I get a tier, I get another one. And all those guys are from the same type, same engineering. Every single one of the combiners are essentially the same engineering. And I was like, that's just a little bit too much money to be asking for a transformer that has hollow points, that has, you know, and you're reusing old engineering. So I just could not back it. I chose not to back it. And that was my reason for not backing this, because when I really started looking at all the figures, I was like, you're reusing the same engineering. And for me, um, that price point being almost $40 a figure, that's really asking a lot out of your fans. And I hope if they're going to start doing stuff like this, that they will make quality figures that will last. I don't care you using re-engineering, but don't cheap out on giving us an extra piece to cover up the hollow points. Don't make us feel like we have to buy from a third party company to buy pieces to fill in. The great thing about this figure here, there was no hollow points. None. Absolutely none. And I love that. It goes back to how the robots in disguise and other things that Hasbro had coming out, several years back. But the clear plastic is killing me. Painting over clear plastic is stupid in my eyes. Absolutely. And I've ranted and raved for 20 minutes, and I'm sorry, but I just had to get that off my soapbox. As always, like my grandpa says, hold on for you, you'll never grow old. Look to the stars, grab one for yourself, guys, and y'all have a good day.